Anal.
Oh. Hello and welcome to session 23 of Dreamers of Kiriak. We are joined, I think, by all of the people, the me, the Aaron, the George, the Jordan, and the Stephanie. We last left the characters, in lore universe time several weeks ago? I don't know. I think you were told it would be several weeks before the dude from the Sage's Canton would get to you.
At least 3.
Yes. Some things happened last session, sort of. Can anybody tell me what those were?
Gambling.
Gambling, yes.
We got Yote by the
Lots
wizard.
of gambling.
Indeed. He sent us conveniently near the casino where Goras led the way, because this is where Goras used to smuggle. We each bought a suite in the casino where they will just take care of many things for us, such as taking care of our horses, because they just want us to keep gambling. And Goras has thrown many a die in the casino.
And as of yet, nobody has died. I mean, as of the end of last session. So that's nice.
Generally a positive.
Yes. And Mr. Nine had found a smithy boy and was like, hey, make me dragonborn plate mail. And the boy's like, neat. And Ashit was like, I'm gonna find me where them prostitutes at. And that was essentially how things went.
Progress.
So several weeks have passed by this point. You actually can't entirely tell because it's been just such a blur. At some point within the last few weeks, the Monster Hunters settled accounts with the casino, and you just have unlimited lines of credit here now. Would this have changed your strategies at all as to how you're going about things? Does the psychological knowledge that they'll just give you a stack of chips whenever you ask for them change how enthusiastic you are about the gaming?
Well, Ashit's not actually a monster hunter, so I assume she's not.
I assume
Receiving this
that
bounty.
she's just mooching off the rest of your accounts. And she's not a monster hunter, but she is one of the people the monster hunters are backing at the moment.
Okay.
I would say that she's on the same account, yes.
Goras doesn't even put together that he could be winning money here. He's just having fun. So the more money to roll more dice means he's just going to roll more dice.
They
He
have
will just continually burn the lines of credit they set up for us.
this casino, having understood what's going on here, they have called in some probability mages and are creating new and interesting games for Goras to have fun with,
Excellent.
where he is having a lot of fun and doing a lot of stuff and constantly losing.
Is that just a divination wizard?
Yes, they're all the law mages and probability mages are either divination or abjuration wizards. There's a lot of overlap between them.
Can fair gambling ever exist in a world where there's actual magic?
I mean, you could probably pretty easily set up fair gambling by forcing some kind of
Anti-magic field under the table.
not even anti-magic, just an incredibly strong forced fair probability field. Use magic
feel
to
like
actually
anti-magic
generate random numbers in a way you never could in physical real life.
I feel like anti-magic would be easier, but
Oh yeah, you could.
Level spell is not necessarily accessible.
There's a certain point at which when you have that much magical power, you're getting money other easier ways. There is a certain point at which an alchemy jug is just an easier option.
you mean every point?
Yeah, that. So during this time, you have been giving copious amounts of Monster Hunter money to the casino, and they have been just taking care of your every whim. Now, the smithy boy, Mr. Nine, he has been happily learning at your command, and over this time, he has made you a set of armor. I
Oh,
need
that's
you
fantastic.
to roll me 2d4. It costs you 700 gold in materials, because there's quite a lot of it wasted.
Monster Hunters.
This guy is, like, they're not going to just give you money because you
So if
demand
I
it.
get a free stack of chips as credit and then cash them in immediately for money.
The moment this guy shows up with that many chips, the staff is going to get to the bond move things.
Oh, I'm not giving
And
them
is
to
going
him.
to... Who are you giving them to?
So if I take out a line of credit
Yes.
and then immediately cash that in, like at the same clerk, what do they give me back?
They say that they'll apply it to your account. And they ask if there's anything they can do for you.
You apparently
This
can't
is how the
take
house
it.
always wins. They never actually pay out. All money goes in.
Well, could you pay the person in tokens?
No, he's not smart. I don't expect him to be able to do a step of transfer between get not money and spend actual money. Fine, when that doesn't work, I pay real money. Like a peasant.
You pay 700 gold worth of peasant money to bring in the materials, and this kid just goes to town on them under your direction. And he's going to make a few crafting rolls, one for each week, feeling like 3. He does not do an amazing job, seeing as how he has no skill in this. But, he definitely does a better job than he would have had you not been saying, so this is what, armor looks like?
That's about all I got.
This is what a pin is. This is how you tie a knot. You now have a -1 set of iron plate mail.
One day, this fucking kid is gonna be the best blacksmith in the world and still make horseshoes.
Yeah. And when I say it's iron plate mail, I mean, aside from being -1, it has all the other properties of plate mail, but it's made of armor. Armor? Iron.
I should hope so.
And that may come into play later. It's not very shiny is one of the main points that I'm trying to say. It's pretty heavy, we're not going to worry too much about that.
I'm very strong. This technically does increase my armor.
Nice. That's a little sad, but, I'm happy that your defenses have increased.
Well, plate mail is 2 more armor?
Yeah.
So -1 is 1 more armor.
This is good.
It's basic math. But it does mean that this person who's literally never done it before just, did a master craftsman level oopsie doopsie work. He is one grand mistake or flaw from having done it first try with no good teacher.
He may have unnaturally raw talent within him. It is entirely possible.
He does. He'll go far. Well, he won't, but
He
could.
won't, no. Most of the money you spent did not go to him. It was literally just, you bought so many materials, supply and demand warped, centered around you, and you're just like, come on, man, I just need another hit of iron. And they're like, okay, I guess. And you're like, oh yeah, that's what I need. I'm not entirely sure what happened with all the scrap. There's a certain point at which, you aren't just, melting it down. and then making cast iron armor, like, you're mutilating metal that he is in no way able to actually do anything with. So you probably sold it back to people, or just threw it in a pile, depending on how much they were willing to pay you. And then people stole it away in the dead of night. I don't know.
And probably had to make it into really shitty maces as practice.
Oh, that makes sense.
I also want to get him a contract with the Monster Hunters.
He has to be able to read to do that, and he doesn't know how to read at the moment. Are you going to teach him how to read?
No, but I'm going to pat him on the back egregiously hard and let him know that if he could learn how to make armor, he can learn how to read.
That is the spirit.
Send him on his own personal journey.
So if reading is a requirement, how is Goras a monster hunter?
Because Antonin basically cheated for him.
I can read. Goris can read when he really
Yes,
needs to.
that
It
is
just
also
makes his
true.
nose bleed a bit.
Were you able to back then?
I don't think he ever actually learned how to read. He just realized if he tried really
Right.
hard, sometimes it would make sense.
He's good at context clues.
There was a whole bunch of stuff back then. Antonin's not here to ask about it. But Goras, over these past few weeks, while you haven't been gaming, your old buddies have tried to get in contact with you. Mm-hmm. And they have gotten in contact with you. They tried to ambush you in a warehouse at midnight for reasons you're still not entirely sure on. And what happened as a result of them trying to ambush you? These people who are considerably less powerful than you are at this present time.
So they tried to
Ambush you with weapons with intent probably to murder you.
Okay. Well, let's see. Would they be rushing out fast enough that Goris would not get a close look at them, or would he? Be able to...
Yes, they were trying to be very sneaky boys. They were very roguish about all this.
So if Goris detects a threat and has no idea who they are, then he would just attack immediately.
So they're all dead.
Yeah, almost all of them probably died immediately within the first maybe 12 to 18 seconds.
It would probably be a lot of them being thrown around telekinetically and psychic damage. Is what would happen.
Yes. The ones who would have survived wouldn't have bothered to identify themselves. They would have just run away. I don't know if Goras would have stayed around to identify the people who attacked him. I don't know whether he would have, if he identified them as his former friends, have thought anything of it except for, oh, that was an unfortunate accident.
Yeah,
we really...
I don't think Goris would. Yeah, with an intelligence of 7, I don't think Goris would think for a second, oh, maybe those were my friends. They attacked him, so they were not his friends.
That is
even if he
reasonable.
caught a glimpse of their face or whatever, he'd be like, nah, I must have misseen it. They were just, somebody else. It couldn't have been my old friends. No way.
I keep hitting him, and he still thinks his allies will never hit him.
Yep.
There have been rumors about town that, an old member of the gang is back and he intends to take over all operations for himself and kill the boss. That may or may not have anything to do with Goris. He does seem to be, he does seem to have the entire casino under his thumb.
People make an awful lot of assumptions about us in this world.
Yeah, it's when you live in places where there's nothing to do, making assumptions is really all there is to do. Asha has been having fun.
Hopefully.
There have been a lot of Jell-O shots involved, yes.
Well, with an unlimited budget, I imagine there's been a lot of,
Yeah,
ecstasy.
yeah. There's
Bad decisions.
there are copious amounts of drugs. They're not allowed to actually acknowledge the drugs. Those are illegal at the local level, but they simply send an errand boy out to get groceries. and he brings back groceries.
I imagine
And
she's
then they
having
hit him and
fantastic-
say, we meant drugs.
What am I gonna do with eggs and bread? Jesus Christ.
Feed your orphans? That's usually what you do with eggs.
Well, that's the hotel's job now.
Yes,
I
the
assume-
hotel has been taking care of your orphans. Have you been spending any time at all taking care of the orphans?
I don't think I've been back to my room since I dropped them off with the nanny.
Understandable. Now, when I say you've been having a lot of Jello shots, like, fruit Jello doesn't really exist in this world. It's all aspic. So, that seems like it would fit Ushit's character, is all I'm saying.
That seems like a weird world-building choice.
Like,
There's no fruit jello.
I wonder when people started eating, like, Jello as dessert in our world. I'm too lazy to look that up at the moment. We were definitely eating meat Jello a long time before that, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one said it had to be fruit jello.
No, it wasn't. And Salir, when it became clear that there aren't any actual stakes involved here, has Salir... 1897, there we go. This is before the year 1897.
That's really recent.
What would Salir have been doing over these past few weeks?
Probably still gambling. You know, he plays because he enjoys the gambling.
Okay.
Much more than he plays to win the money, because he's got already in his possession more money than he's going to end up, probably
Right.
spending.
Salir has been mastering gambling. Do you currently have proficiency with any gaming sets?
I'm not sure. Let me pull up the character sheet there. I do not believe so.
Okay. Over these past weeks, you have been dedicating careful study to all of the primary games, especially the ones where people are playing against each other more than against the house. And you have gained proficiency with cards and with dice and with chess. You have practiced to the point where you can easily read the strategies most of the idiots who come in here use, because they got advice from their cousin's brother who told them, which I guess is just their cousin, who told them, this is, I got a perfect strategy for you, just stick to it and you'll win every time. They don't win every time, especially not when they're playing against you, but you've pretty much gotten to the point where you're winning as much as skill can allow you to win.
I like the implication that they're doing chess games and putting money on it.
Oh, they are. Their version of chess is a little different than ours, but it's a lot faster. There's a lot of hitting and drinking involved. But yes, people absolutely put money on chess. To win lots at chess is a mark of prestigious manliness. There's actually no connotation of intellectualism to it in this world. It's like you might as well be doing a gentlemanly boxing match, but it's chess. Don't ask me to explain it. I don't make the rules.
You do.
Oh yeah.
Also,
I've
How is he-
added that to the character sheet there.
Thank you.
you're proficient in hitting then, I guess.
I mean, everybody's proficient with unarmed attacks, I believe.
Pretty sure that's true, yeah.
So yes.
So
I'm
everyone's
just proficient in dealing out more damage doing it.
Mr. Salir is sneak attacking his chess partners and just laying waste to them across the chessboard. So long as there are no other enemies within 5 feet. Eventually, and, yeah, let me do a couple more rolls here. Oh shit, I need you to make me 3 perception rolls.
Uh-oh.
Make one of them at disadvantage, your choice. It eventually comes to your attention that all your orphans have vanished.
Again.
I'm not sure how that would come to my attention, but we'll assume I stumbled back to my room at some point.
A waiter eventually informs you that all your orphans have vanished.
They keep trying to inform you. You just weren't paying enough
Yes,
attention.
about 2 weeks pass after they start trying. Nobody else's orphans, just yours.
Why do you keep trying to take my orphans from me, man?
I'm not trying to take your orphans from you. You're just doing a really bad job holding on to them. Orphans always want to run away. That's kind of what makes them orphan. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'd like to confront the nanny, if that is in fact his real name.
What?
There was one of their
His name is 9.
nanny, if that is your real name.
As far as I know,
90.
it is.
They had a nanny on duty, and the one they had at that time was a human woman who was severely drugged when the children made their eventual escape. They had to bide their time for quite a long while because they had dwarves for a while as their nannies, and they were unable to poison them.
Hard enough.
But then they made the mistake of sending a human, and
These orphans are hardcore.
as
They
it
learned it
turns
from
out,
watching you.
yes, the orphans apparently have been gaming here and there, making small victories, making small trades of tokens for cash, eventually amassing what they estimate to be maybe 250 gold pieces.
I feel like at some point, 9 would have bumped into one, picked them up by the scruff, lift them up, like feet in the air, looked at him real close and went, "Don't I know you?" No. Alright, and just puts the kid down.
That does seem like something that would happen, yeah.
So did I hear about this? Or is that just what they're doing?
This was their investigation, what they informed you after, once they were able to get your attention.
Is it assumed they're still wandering around loose somewhere? Or have they left?
Well, they sent a posse to try to find the children and couldn't find them. It's assumed that they got a ticket on somebody's boat, considering there are constantly boats coming in and out, being that this is a tourist and port city, and that they're far away at this point.
Jesus Christ. Why can't I hold on to friggin' orphans?
Because you keep murdering them and then neglecting them.
It was a
In that
retarded
order.
I've got to buy more orphans, and the ones here are subpar.
They are pretty subpar here, yes. This is a pretty common place to dump your orphans, actually.
You need to get enough orphans so they can form an orphan organization and become self-sustaining. Like assign certain orphans to get food,
Well,
and others to repair
Orphanization.
clothes.
Shoot, I had a spell just for finding people. Where the crap is it?
You don't know.
Find object.
Yeah, I think so.
A person
There's
is
like a
an
locate
object.
creature too on the druid spell, I believe.
I'm okay. I think they only work in 500 feet.
It's not
Miles?
super long.
My favorite
yeah.
distance, a foot mile.
Foot mile. It's a 4th level druid spell.
Yeah, for some reason it's not on the Foundry character sheet. It must be in the D&D Beyond one.
Your Founder one doesn't have all of the books and shit tied to it like mine does.
Yeah.
This one's from the basic rules though.
Hmm.
Yeah, 1,000 feet. It's like locate object, but for creature.
We'll,
Same, you know, the direction, etc.
We'll assume that you cast that and do not find them.
Oh. Fantastic.
Fantastic orphans and where to find them.
No. There should never be a book on how to find kids.
I had about 4 jokes. I'm not going to use any of them.
That's smart.
I'm pretty sure that either Ashit or Wrath would have written such a thing.
Wrath, probably, yes. That may have been his life's work. It was kind of a useless book, and one that maybe, like, he didn't actually have any personal experience in because the town just kind of dumped orphans on his doorstep.
You see, step 1 is to find some parents.
That does seem like a good prerequisite. It's hard to
How many
have
monster
orphans who
hunters
didn't
are
first
out
have
there?
parents. How many monster hunters are out there?
Yes.
Dang it. That's probably not a question I actually have an answer for.
Every day a monster hunter dies, but every day 3 more get hired.
There are probably a few thousand in the entire continent, at the very least.
Okay, how much would it cost to hire the monster hunters to find the orphans, assuming they are all traveling together in a pod?
I mean, you could probably just, like... do you want to hire some monster hunters that are in this town? Because I know of a few.
Well, I don't want to hire us.
Some monster hunters will have come at some point to the casino, probably. And you could flash your badge and be like, hey, I've got an assignment for you. Not you, because you're not a monster hunter.
Well, yes, but at least we know what the orphans look like.
It is true. They look like orphans.
Well, one of
Be
them's a lizard.
free.
So
They're safer and better off without you.
there is a group
I mean,
of 15
it's not like you
orphans.
put your brand on them.
Well, there's a group of 15 orphans, and one of them's a lizard. So, as a group, they should be pretty distinct.
One would think so.
So, I would like to just cast a net, see if I can.
Okay.
Somebody can locate them.
Are you willing to offer a reward?
Well, I suppose that'd be cheaper than hiring. Yeah, I'll put a
Offer
bounty out.
casino chips.
What kind of bounty are you offering?
Let me see how much money I have.
Why are you getting quieter?
I don't know.
Fix it.
You fixed it. I will
Thank
offer 100 gold for the return of every orphan. As a
Right,
group.
you make this into a bounty ad. It goes out. And some people are probably going to try to do it. In that they're going to keep an eye out for 15 orphans.
Did you specify the safe return?
The alive return.
Oh boy.
Capturing 15 kids seems like it's going to be a bit of an effort.
I didn't say it'd be easy.
Them kids gone.
We'll see.
Goras, you receive... Actually, I feel like you guys took off the amulets that the cult gave you. Is that correct, or is that not correct? I feel
The
like I
amulets
remember
the
you
cult
doing
gave
them
us-
like deliberately as a this is dumb gesture, but I can't remember now. The amulets against scrying.
Right. Right. Let me check if I still got that equipped.
I would have left mine on.
Okay.
I think I would have as well. I'm trying to remember.
All right. If you keep yours on, Goras, if you would have kept yours on, then they're not going to be able to contact you without you contacting them first. And by which I mean the monster hunters.
I think
Right.
that's why you had it taken off back when we were trying to get them to actually talk to us.
Even with it on, if you send to them or message them, they can respond. But they will not be able to identify you to initiate it.
I do still have it attuned, actually. So I do
Okay.
still have it on.
Don't yawn at your own game.
I'm sorry.
It's one of the one of those things again, though, where Goris probably wouldn't think of it. 'Cause he doesn't
Right.
think about magic as scrying and enchantment or divination or whatever. He's just yeah, they told me that nobody could spy on me when I had this.
Magic necklace is cool.
So unless somebody else in the party is like, "Hey, idiot, take that thing off."
Is anybody else taking theirs off? Or has taken theirs off?
I never had one.
You never had one? They definitely would have given one to you.
You never had a Monster Hunter badge,
Yeah,
just
because I
from the
wasn't a
cult.
Monster Hunter. Oh, wait.
It wasn't a
I
Monster
thought-
Hunter badge, it was a cult badge, which they
Yeah. They
the
gave it to the Monster Hunter, so the Monster Hunters organization couldn't find them, but they weren't looking for me, so I didn't get one.
they told you to put one on before they let you inside in the first place.
Okay. Well, then I did.
They told you to take your Monster Hunter badge off if you had one, and you didn't have one of those.
Okay.
And then they gave you one of these. Are you still wearing it?
Presumably.
What about you, Solir?
Something that keeps people from being able to find him. He'll probably never take that up.
Okay. Sorry.
Does Oshit ever ask for Goris's out of like jealousy or just the desire not to be spied on? Because if you did, Goris would just hand it over. So
I mean, Ashit has one. I don't know why Ashit would be asking
right.
Goras for one.
Oh, right. If Oshit had one, you're right.
The orphans didn't have any, though.
They're gone. Hey, can you get a message that we ain't there no more? Where are you? Fuck off.
After, I suppose it'd be almost 4 weeks at this point.
Actually, could Goras contact the orphans?
Yeah.
Goras, call my orphans.
Oh
which
boy,
one?
here we go.
I didn't give them names. Call the
It has
wizard.
to be someone you're.
All 10. That's
It
no
does-
longer a name.
You have to be vaguely familiar with them, and I'm not convinced that they ever met eyes,
I am vaguely
and it wasn't
familiar
just
with
like a blur of background children that
And
were
I
hanging
spent
around
a
for
lot
some
of
reason.
time in an omelet shop with them.
I was
You
talking
were
about
trapped
him.
on a boat for like a day straight. That'd be pretty impressive if you didn't manage to like make the vague general acquaintance of any of them.
Well,
So,
Well, didn't he take two of them on as like apprentices
unfortunately,
for a short time?
yeah, I was gonna say, there were Tom and Sue, right? Those ran away. We don't know where they are, right?
Gosh, I can't keep any of them straight.
Hang on, I have this in a
Those
I
were
remember
the-
the original two at least.
Yes.
The ones that we saved.
Original two, were those part of the swarm and throng that would have escaped
Yes,
the scent?
they
They
are.
must have put them up to it, honestly.
Well, I think Tom and Sue like ran originally from the town, and we never got them again.
No, we
think,
did get them
right?
back.
Yeah,
Oh, we did get them back?
because,
We got them back in the form of an like figures in an amulet or something, or a locket,
Um,
and then
yes.
they came out of that, and they're in my list of orphans.
Oh, okay.
was it Bane that had like an amulet that had them in a locket?
Oh, right. Okay. I knew
And then they
Bana
got
was dealing with it, but I
vomited
thought
up?
she.
Yes, they had left, but then she.
I think a
tracked
horse vomited them up.
them, and then she died.
Ah, yes. Okay. This is all starting to make sense.
So yes, he'd be able to definitely contact one or the other of them.
There's also, regrettably, I wrote down musical orphan, and then in parentheses, I appear to have started to write down the name, and then just
Oh yeah, you
I
had an
I
orphan.
wrote empty parentheses there.
Oh, no.
So there was one orphan that could hear the music whose name I
Yes.
did not have written.
Yep,
written
that
down.
wasn't part of my group though. You had your own orphan, and I believe Solaire had one.
I just kind of assumed that you'd like
Solaire has
adapted
two.
into the group.
which are
as far
much better disciplined and probably still here.
Yeah, as far as do they still have their orphans? Because as far as I knew, mine were just their own pod. They weren't.
I'm pretty sure the musical orphan is amongst yours because you just bought out all the orphans at that one place, and there just happened to be one there that could hear the music.
If any of you would have been mildly tending to your own orphans, rather than just shoving them in the pen with Auschwitz, then you still have your orphans. Otherwise, they are gone.
Well, if they would have let them onto the gaming floor, Solaire probably would have been teaching them how to gamble.
Yeah, if you take direct responsibility for them, they will absolutely let them on the floor.
Goris absolutely trusts Oshit with his orphan. So
Unfortunate.
given
Bad move.
Yeah.
Solaire has
Negative
never
wisdom
allowed
and
his
intelligence.
Solaire's never allowed his orphans to associate with Asha.
Well, since our original orphans are runners, he may be better off contacting the musical orphan.
Well, he did talk to that one at least. That's familiarity enough for the spell.
Are you
right.
sitting there in judgment of whether or not his spell would work?
I'm in judgment of whether or not any of you, including you, paid any attention to any of these children at any point.
I have a list, okay?
Of the ones that survived your cooking.
Yes.
You have a head count. That's not a list.
The list, okay, is 4 G's, 5 B's, the word
See?
gnome, the word lizard.
See, I would argue Oshit could not cast Sending on any of these people. She's as familiar with those as a rock she traveled by 6 miles ago.
She could send it to 10. Or to
Yeah,
the
10
original
does have a
2.
name. It's not, her real name, but it's a name.
Poor 10. Is Goras going to cast toward one of these creatures?
Yes, I will cast. Since it was suggested to the musical orphan, can we give them a name again? By the way, so I can write it down because
Yeah, Grimbo. That's what its name will be.
Grimbo?
Yes. The musical orphan's name is hereby Grimbo.
Saved real quick. Okay. I cast Sending on Grimbo. Grimbo, where are you? Please come back to us. Are you with the others?
Can he identify who is sending this to him?
Yep, immediately.
Okay.
If the target is familiar with the caster, they understand who it is from.
Says, I'm not supposed to talk to you, but we're gonna be king of the pirates.
What, all of them?
They are avoiding us, and they will become the king of the pirates.
I don't know, that tracks. Let him hang out with the president of magic, I don't care.
Well, if we know the king of the pirates, do you think that would give us easier access to the president of magic? Yeah, world leaders, do like interacting and stuff.
Parallel bureaucracies.
We should probably warn the king of the pirates.
It's a higher level in thought than I thought I would get from you. But I think if we just look for 15 orphans in a coat trying to yell at a bunch of dudes on a boat, we got it.
Also, they are avoiding us, in case that wasn't clear.
Well, it seems like 15 orphans in a boat won't be that hard to find.
Go find a boat then.
No, they're good for right now. We'll check up on them and see how the pirate thing's going.
At what point?
Well, at some point.
It's been 4 weeks.
Asha doesn't know that.
At about the end of the 4th week, you receive a note from the front desk. A butler brings it over to you on a brass platter. They don't do silver platters here. They're classier than that. 1 second. Bless me. He brings you a note on a silver platter. He says, and by you, I mean Goras.
Okay.
We have received a sending for you, sir. He prefers the platter. There is a delicate note written on a creamy piece of parchment.
Are you allowed to read this for me, or
Yes, sir, if you would prefer.
I would prefer indeed.
Have you completed the task? It has been 1 week since Your business partner arrived. Please send word immediately. The letter ends there.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes, I will get in contact with them. Thank you very much for reading that for me.
You're welcome. He just stands there.
You are. Thank you. That'll be all. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Of course. Right. Yes. I start.
He is now coughing
should
legitimately.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
Here? Because I want to see how if Goris would pick up what's being put down here.
A little
or not.
spittle seems to have gone down the wrong way.
Oh, no. Wait. Let me double check that. 4.
This man needs medical attention.
Are you all right, sir? Do you need? I can. You want to like
I'm perfectly
flap
fine.
your back a little bit? With the slot? Okay.
Do not trouble yourself, sir. I'm perfectly fine.
Oh,
Needs a
okay.
hit of sawdust. Seems to make everyone else light as
Here,
rain.
I do have some of this. This might at least help with the pain a little bit. I do hand out some sawdust.
He immediately slams the lid down on the platter, pivots on his heel, and walks away. Congratulations, you just gave the help drugs.
They need
There will be no repercussions for this whatsoever.
The butler will remember this.
You won't remember much in a minute.
So you have received the letter, ostensibly from your boss. Though there was I don't believe there was any signature on it. You had just received a sending, is what you were told.
Well, I'll cast sending on. Was it Captain Mio? Is that right?
Yes, that sounds right.
Mio. Right. Just got your message. That was from you, right? Anyways, they were here a week ago. I thought you were going to tell us when they arrived.
We've been trying. Our messages keep getting cut off. Deslard has been there for a week. That's the end of his response.
Cast sending again. Why would messages be getting cut off? That doesn't make sense to me. They've never gotten cut off for me.
No idea whatsoever. It worries us. He may think something's up. He's the spell general, remember? He says, remember, you have never heard any of this in your life.
Boris is used to being told to remember things that he definitely has never heard before. At least to him. So that's not that strange to Boris. I will go talk to the others, though. Assuming I can round everybody up. Wherever they all are.
I would assume you can find them. If anybody would be in a place you can't be found, just let us know.
I light the soon-to-be demigod signal and get us all together.
After getting my armor, I spend a lot of my time near whatever buffet or snack table is around.
The STBD signal. Lovely.
Nine's getting fat.
He is preparing to hibernate.
Soon
When you
we'll
have
get in
this
the
much
new armor.
muscle, you need a lot of calories. But soon I will have dad bod.
I would say the buffet table is exquisite, but it's mostly fish.
That's okay, he's looking for meat anyway. Fish counts.
All right, I've gathered you all here because we've received important communication.
Meat.
The spell general is here. Has been for a week.
You mean
I look around.
our boss?
No, the our business associate. I hit air quotes.
Where?
I mimic the finger on the throat. Business associate.
Subtle.
They just said he's here and has been for a week, so we could probably, I don't know, track him down.
Ask
Do it
them
where?
where. And also, like, to kill them or to beat them up and get information. Because you just really implied murder.
I'm pretty
believe
sure
you were
what
told
we're here
in
is
pretty
murder.
explicit terms that you were here to kill him. Yes.
Yeah. We're. I mean, I look around. We're here to murder.
There's nobody within like 50 feet. It is not
Doris is-
lunchtime. Nine is
We're
just
just
at the
looking
buffet.
around like a cat seeing ghosts. You know, like the wide eyes looking at things that definitely aren't there.
Yeah, I won the one time I gambled, so I have a 100% win rate, and I just decided to quit while I was ahead.
You know
I
what?
made one
I do
token.
respect that.
I had no reason to do anything else.
I have lost so much, but it's been very fun. Anyways, we should get to the murder.
Yes.
Anyone? Yes. Okay. Let's.
But
Oh, I should. Yes. Where? You said where? Yes.
yes, ask them where.
I cast sending with one word. Where?
He arrived at port a week ago. We believe half dozen associates. No other clue. Told him casino was supposed to check in.
He is somewhere among us.
You have a spell general among you. He could even be one
Ask
of
the
you.
hotel staff.
Suppose we could ask the hotel staff. Yeah.
Do
I
you,
tried to find the same butler I gave sawdust earlier.
he is on break.
It's been
That
a long
doesn't
break.
stop him from looking.
If you would like to try to find him further, you can give me investigation, please.
I would love to give you investigation. Nine.
You find 9.
Oh, 9. Did you find him?
You did not find him.
No.
I cast sending. He answered all our problems, really.
Perfect.
Hey, if you want any more of what I gave you earlier, I've got some questions.
Within
Meet us by the buffet.
2 minutes, he's at the buffet. His eyes are quite bloodshot. What do you require, sir? He says, as professionally as he can manage.
Well, as you
He
understand.
he has his little platter.
Yes. As you understand, none of the fact that we ask these questions can ever be repeated. Yeah.
Of course not, sir.
Okay.
He looks
Do you
around
know
at the
of-
others behind you. He
They
doesn't
are
trust
there
them.
with me. They're with me. It's okay. They know that I've got this. It'll be fine. I pulled out the sawdust a little bit. Just
His
flash it
nose
a little
quivers.
bit and put it away again. So,
He begins
do you know
sucking
of
on it, too.
anyone at this establishment who would go by the Spell General?
I do not believe that distinguished personage is anywhere near here, sir.
What was his name? Is Desmond something? Something like that?
Yes, General Desmond.
Desmond. Okay, yes.
Of course, he is, of course, military general of the canton, sir. I would know him by sight. He's on some of the coins, of course, you see. I don't know if you must be from another canton.
Yes, we've traveled quite far.
This is actually, the town of Osarl would have been in the Sage's Canton, but you probably would not have been using Sage's coins over the most of your career. You probably would have been using Monster Hunter's coins, which are just a competing currency. Doesn't really matter much in this context.
Do you need me to roll deception on that we came from far away and that's why we don't know?
If you would like to try to deceive him in that manner, please do so.
All right. Ooh, that's one I'm actually good at.
He seems perfectly willing to believe this.
Yeah, so if we were looking for where would you recommend looking? Or
Well, I would be very surprised if he stayed anywhere but here, sir. He's a very flamboyant man. He's very hard to miss. He has many colored feathers on his shoulders, a sort of a cape, as it were. He enjoys walking around with his staff of office and such. Usually is not seen without his revenue. His retinue. I would know where he is staying here, sir, and he is not staying here.
So
Like, not a good thing. It's gonna be hard find you guys.
So he didn't end up staying here.
The fish is extra crunchy.
Yeah, they've been here since yesterday. It's not bothering me.
Is there anything else I can help you find, sir?
Well, that'll be all. Thank you, and I'll give him scrape off a little more of the sawdust onto his
All right.
little silver platter or brass platter. Sorry.
He speeds away.
Oh, so he's not staying here, but very flamboyant. Got the colored feathers and stuff on a cape.
I don't
This
know.
one.
He's been here for a week. He can't just be gone, you know. He could have left.
Well, if he was here for a week, I think we would have been told by our very trustworthy Mr. Butler, sir, that he was here and no longer is.
That sounds right.
I could try to get in contact with some of my old contacts and see if they have any information we could deal for. I do have.
Oh, good idea, sir.
I have been down low before, as they say.
If you want to appreciate the method acting, I had to mute my mic to unroll the bag so you wouldn't.
That could have just been you skinning the fish.
Man, I have a hole in my mouth and I'm doing that. That's dedication.
Yeah.
No, that's really unwise.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Salir and Ashit, do you have anything to add to this conversation that you're maybe listening to? Are you listening to it? I don't know if you are.
I do not. I'm actually.
Are you just slurping down more meat jello?
Oh God.
It's very high in protein and collagen.
No, I'm coming down from a 4-week high. I'm not in a good way.
Can't you do something about that? Isn't
Yeah,
that your
I hit
entire
a
thing as a
sauna.
druid? Yeah, it's only a problem when you run out. That is true.
It depends on how much diamond dust you got on hand. You have to take totally not cocaine to fix coming down from the bender.
What happened to my gnome wrestler?
Dead.
I mean, that's not.
You are
being
covered
off the
in
realm of
deadly mushrooms, so I don't know.
He's in a corner of my room with spores all over him.
Every
High or low?
slap just released more spores.
High or low, Stephanie?
Hi.
He's not doing so great. He's in the infirmary at the moment.
Well, at least he's being
They tried
good.
giving him penicillin, and that just made it worse.
He's probably half penicillin by now.
They have a little piece of paper that says feed the cold, starve the fever, but they don't know what to do for total systemic fungal infections. By which we mean slime molds that have
sure.
sprouted eyes. You
I
have
don't know if
your
there's anything I can fix, but my D&D Beyond spell list and my Foundry spell list are not the same.
Yeah,
Both of
Don't worry
them have
about it.
things the other one doesn't have.
I don't have a solution for you aside from literally just use the 5e tools list
Okay.
and just mark down the appropriate spells that you have with each new day, like on a piece of paper or something.
All right.
You might be able to just, if you see something on D&D Beyond that isn't on your character sheet, just open up the spell compendium here in Foundry and drag it over, and then it's there.
I definitely know how to do things, and I know how to do them well.
In the top right corner, right to the left of the gears, is the compendium packs tab. And if you look for one that says, looks like DDB spells, is the one that's probably imported all of the things from D&D Beyond. Then you can just search that for whatever you're looking for and drag it over to your sheet.
All right, cool. But no, Asha does not have anything to add.
All right, what about Salir?
I'm pretty sure he has nothing at all that would be constructive to add to this.
Okay. Then what is your next step of action?
Did we ever see a floofy feathered man?
You did not see this floofy feathered man. I would have
Well-
mentioned that had you done.
Goris did say, and since no one else
Yes.
has suggested an alternate plan, that he could contact his old business associates here in the city, and figure out if I can get information from them or what.
How are you going about that? Are you doing a sending to a specific individual, or are you just like
Probably do a sending again.
you waltzing into an alley and being like, I'm gonna just kind of
Yeah,
chill
no,
here?
that's more likely. Goris has done so many sendings in a row, he's probably getting a little lightheaded and headachy, so he's gonna. Those are all psionic spells for me. They're all
Right.
mental energy.
Just image of Professor Xavier just staring at the wall with his fingers on his temples as psi waves radiate from his
Exactly.
brain.
Yes. Perfect.
Pictured it more like a teen that won't get off their cell phone.
So yeah, Goris would lead all the others down some alley that he knows is their turf and location he could get into contact with someone. He'd probably try like the last hideout he's been to, or the last location that he knew of, things like that. Sure he'd be familiar with something.
The last tavern that he would have been familiar with has been burned down for insurance money twice. So there is a tavern here. It's completely different than the last one that he was in. It is still owned by the mob. And when you all step in through the door, there's a lot of furtive hands on daggers.
Don't worry, I'm here for business.
That makes them even more nervous.
Would I know any like code words or anything from? having been here before?
Yes, we're gonna do a 5-minute break now.
Okay.
Stephanie just called for one, and then we'll come back at
That works.
8:42. And yes, you'll have code words. So see y'all in 5 minutes. I am backeth.
Welcome back.
Thinketh back.
If they come back on time, we'll get to play for 10 more minutes.
Mm.
Is the code word swordfish?
It is. That may be one of them.
It's always
Is that one that Goras would have set up?
There's a lot of fish here.
It's mostly fish around these parts. It's their main import and export.
By import, do you mean from the ocean?
Yeah.
Goris probably would have kept trying to like suggest code words that were music related, and they would always get shot down. Is my
They were all very jealous of Goras's creativity.
They were all phrases in deep speech, which he learned from his aberrant mind, but a little too difficult to remember for everyone else. Well, was deep speech the one that's not actually spoken? It's like a mental communication thing.
I have no
Well, it's
idea if
not
that's how it
written.
works or not.
Deep
Mm,
speech
I'm gonna look it
has
up.
no written.
Maybe you just talk real deep.
Language of aberrations, alien form of communication, no native script. When written by mortals, it used the Esperar script. Neat.
Neat. Yeah, the aliens don't read. Why should Goris?
Imagine needing the written word LMAO.
Precisely.
Okay, I believe we're back.
Welcometh backeth. Stephanie, are you back? Rip, Stephanie dead.
Rip.
I'm dead?
You were, now you're not.
Oh no.
Welcome back. So Goras said the code words, and everybody
We're all with him, right?
relaxed a tiny bit. Yeah, I think you're all with him. And the bartender gestures you over. He is a human with no hair on his head, no mustache, a very, very long goatee. He keeps coiled under the table. Table counter. He says, Lord Goras, we didn't mean anything by it. It was just following
No,
orders, you know.
Yeah. I understand. I haven't been around in a long time. I'm glad the old code words are still recognized.
Yeah. What do you want?
Looking for information. Willing to pay for it, of course.
Beads of sweat stand out on his forehead. What information are you looking for, Goras, my old friend?
We need to track someone down for business. I do quotes.
And who would that be?
They're apparently very colorful and flamboyant with these colorful feathers on a cape that they wear. Heard anything like that?
No.
They're
Anybody in particular? That We have a lot of pirates come through here. That could be quite a lot of people.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But would you be the one to ask these questions, or should I go to someone higher up, or like a specific information broker?
I'm not getting a good grasp on who you're looking for, Goras. I know a lot of people. You know, I'm in here all day. Of course, you know, I'm a lot of people talk to me. I'm a very useful person to keep around, you might say. I'm the person you want to talk to, Goras.
Oh, okay. Well, if I hear the person I'm supposed to talk to, then yeah, it's we're looking for General Desmond for some business.
Oh, no, he's not here. I don't think.
you're pretty sure he was here.
Well, there was word he was seen a week or so. Maybe. We'd kind of settled on it being maybe a body double of him, as he didn't appear on any kind of fancy official ship, and then he seemed to vanish within a few hours, though the ship did not vanish. We have not heard anything in the information lines of him being missing from, you know, the capital of the canton. All that business sort of seems to be going as usual, and with all the war stuff that's supposed to be brewing in the east, we really didn't think there was much credence to the idea it was actually him.
Well, you see, the business we've got with him are a little bit on the down low. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up sort of incognito. Strange that he would be still wearing the fancy feathers, I guess. But yeah, we have it under fairly good authority that he's here somewhere. Need help tracking him down. So if we could hire some people to do some searching and finding.
Oh yes, consider it a favor from us to you. We'd be very happy to assist with that for free of charge. He came with 7 or so people. They were all very ordinary-looking people, but not in a real sort of ordinary. They were trying very hard to look like normal people, but weren't. Those people, we last saw them going in the direction of the casino. We can send some people to take a look for them. We know the individuals to look for, you could say.
Mm-hmm. Very ordinary people.
As for the general, it's also entirely possible he's disguised himself with, well, you know, magic. Did they have hands?
Very ordinary people trying to blend in. It's a bit of a callback. And were they blue?
None of them were blue.
Okay, we're just checking.
But if he's disguised as such, there isn't going to be much that we could do about it. Is he seeking you for business, I suppose is the question. What does he think is going on? What do you think is going on?
Yeah, we just need to find him. My friend here is correct.
Yes, but does he know that you're looking for him for business? Why does he think that he is here?
I don't really know why he's here, but we have heard that he was here, so
Okay.
we're looking for him.
We'll do what we can. I can't promise when.
Well, you know my old favorite place in town, the casino. You know that one.
Yeah.
You know the one. Yeah. We'll be there.
Okay.
If you need to find us.
We'll keep that in mind.
Anything we could do to like help speed up the process at all, or it's been a long time since I've been here.
All of my boys, they're going to be wearing they'll be wearing an earring on their right ear. It's a blue fish scale. So
Blue
if somebody
fish scale.
wearing that tells you something, you know that they're one of us.
Okay, blue fish scale in the right ear, and they'll have hands too.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't gore us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just I always gotta check. It's old superstition.
He glances down at your hands. He seems
I've got
worried.
hands.
Is there anything
Anyways.
else I can do for you, Goris?
Is this guy just the butler now?
Well, if you're going to be doing that, that's great. I just want to know if we could compensate you in some way. I know I've been gone for a long time. It's not.
Just consider it a payment for old favors due.
How come everyone that lies to you keeps saying your name over and over again?
Well, I'm not lying to you, sir, Mister,
Yeah, he's
whoever
not
you
lying.
are.
Why would he lie? It doesn't make any sense. I had the code words and everything. Like they know who I am.
Goris, who is this person in
Yeah, he's a friend.
in garbage? He's not one of yours, is he? He attracts an awful lot of attention. He looks at the rest of you.
I look down at the ridiculous amount of oil and bombs I'm carrying. Yeah, that's
I mean, Solaire doesn't really attract attention, but
we kind of gave up on not attracting attention recently.
I see.
I tried it a few times, wasn't very good at it. So
Have you ever tried harder not to attract attention?
I've tried pretty hard. I don't know. I just don't think I don't think that's really my thing. You know, it's like reading. I can't really. Even if I push myself, it's just. I don't know. It's much more fun to just be me. You know.
I didn't know we were trying not to stand out.
He gets a haunted look in his eyes for a second. And he says, all right. Nice doing business with you.
Yes. Business with you as well. Very nice.
And not the other kind of business.
No. I would do air quotes if it was that business. This is just business. Yeah. Try to keep up, Nine. Come on.
I do have to warn you, don't eat the buffet at the casino.
Why is that?
Oh.
We provide them with the fish. It's not good fish.
Like,
You
just
know-
of low quality, or is there actually a point
Well,
to it?
we get
Because
them
I
from a
was
certain
disappointed.
pond. Once you've done cooking them, you can't really tell the difference, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a lot better than what we've been eating recently.
They're a little disconcerting when they're alive. They kind of talk a little bit, sort of. I usually try to dissuade people from eating them. It's probably not much of a big deal.
They're crunchy.
Yes, that's all the extra bones.
Nine is indifferent to this knowledge.
Is there any connection between talking fish and the blue fish scale? When did that go into play, by the way? I never got one of those.
Oh, we're just doing that for this one thing right now.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah. It's just you get all you guys' ears pierced just so they'll be able to, like, tell themselves apart for us. That's very thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought so.
He didn't even clear that. He just decided that mid-conversation. He has to go source those earrings now. What do you mean there aren't blue fish? I don't want real scales. They'll go rad. God. Why are they so
That's what Garth thinks, at least, yeah. Trust this guy? Why would this guy lie to him? Alright. Garth is satisfied then.
All right, do you guys leave the tavern?
Yeah, Garth does.
Do the rest of you leave also?
Sure,
I
why not?
imagine so.
I feel like once again we're not really getting anything done.
What would you like to get done, Nyan?
I don't know.
We're
Just not-
learning the location of Mr. Business.
I don't
Who's-
think we did.
Definitely still here a week after we were supposed to find him.
If we'd ever seen him before, we could just cast locate a motherfucker. Or sending.
Well, that's my contact used up. Hopefully they'll find something useful for us soon. In the meantime, I'm going back to the dice.
Can we
Could
just
you
have
not
them?
have just sent a message to this guy?
Which guy?
The guy we're trying to find.
I've never met him before. Have you?
Probably not.
Maybe they can just page him.
I do not believe Ashit has met the general of the Sage. No. Potentially not. Probably not.
I didn't really even know like who he was until like that all got explained to us.
I'm still not entirely sure.
I have no idea.
Unless you regularly spend lots of time looking at specific silver coins
You know,
from this part of the country, or you live like around the area where he's constantly having parades for himself, you're not necessarily going to know who he is. If you work in hospitality, it's nice to know celebrities, though.
We work in murder.
I'm also
Yeah.
very hungover.
Yeah.
And possibly a sex murderer.
Very hungover or very drunk?
If it makes
Well, you know, there's a line. It's a blurry line.
wait, I had a thought. All right, this is brilliant. Are you all ready?
Always.
Who do we know was very powerful and brought us here? Just 2 clues.
I
Come on,
feel
2
like we
clues.
already tapped that well, but that was 4 weeks ago. I suppose they wouldn't mind a check-in.
Well, yes, but listen to the rest of the idea. Captain Mio mentioned that this General Desmond was also the what do you say, the spell general, right? And so the president of magic is probably over the spell general, right? Nah.
Presumably.
So we
Which
ask
point?
president of magic if he has any idea.
Hey, where he at?
Yeah,
I mean,
could be another point of information for us. I mean, what
go
else could
ahead,
the
you're
spell
one
general
that
be?
does that.
Like, where would the spell general be if it's not a subordinate of the president of magic? I really don't understand what that could be. So, all right, I'll do the thing.
We're all just staring at him like, well, get off.
Goras is the cell phone that, as Nine called him before. I'll contact the president of magic and ask him. Sorry,
high or low, please.
low.
Hopefully we don't have to go all the way out to New Text.
I love that place.
He is not currently on this plane of existence.
Well,
Don't think that matters.
If it
I
doesn't
think it does
matter,
for
you can.
message.
Yeah, it
I think
doesn't
message is only for targets on this plane, right?
matter. Sending? No, you can just do that.
For sending, rather. I'm pretty.
It has infinite range.
Yeah, but
Infinite range and reaching across the planes are
okay.
two different things.
If the target is on another plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. Oh, okay, that's much more forgiving than I thought it was.
Okay. Can you roll me a d20 then?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Gotten it real close.
He just barely picks up reception. What
A
is
lot of
I
them
can-
coming out of a tunnel
I can feel the static.
in space-time.
Do you know the spell general Desmond, and where could we find him? Seemed like you would know. As president of magic.
He is not bound by the puny restrictions of your spell. And he replies to you.
Was that a don't count these fucking words?
Yes.
Because every single time he casts sending, I'm sitting there with my fingers.
The president of magic cares not for military structures and the simple implications of the That's also part of the message, by the way. The coughing and retching. He cares not for how the military asserts its will over the populace. The one known as the Spell General is no scholar. He is no academy man. He is one who sees magic and spells only as weapons like swords and spears and bows, who thinks nothing of conjuring a spirit and treating it as a beast of burden.
I fucking lost count, but we're at like 5 times. He also hasn't answered the question.
He is not a man with whom the President of Magic concerns himself. The President of Magic is offended that you would ask him to stoop to such lows, that he would do so much as send a thought in the general direction of such a wretched creature.
The general direction. Which one is that?
As all of this information is being poured into Goras's mind, far beyond what he was expecting from the spell, he starts to bleed from his nose and a little bit from the corners of his eyes, just a tiny bit.
He does give you one hint. This is part of the message, by the way. The hint the President of Magic gives you is that the Spell General is very well acquainted with the dreaming. President out. The message ends.
Ooh, that was a weird one. Does it taste like metal in here to anyone
Tastes
else?
like dandelions.
Tastes
Does-
like
does he
dandelions to anyone
Does
else?
he relay this entire message to us?
I'm getting there.
This is mouth just hanging open and we can hear everything.
It's echoing around in there.
Lilo and Stitch with the finger on the recorder. So he doesn't know where he is, but it doesn't seem very to think very highly of him. So if we, I sliced my neck with my finger again. The guy, then he it seems like the President of Magic won't care. Not a subordinate of his. He did say though, the dreaming. Very well acquainted with the dreaming.
The
So in
fuck
order
is
to find this guy, we need to take a nap.
That happened how many years ago? I don't know my history very well.
That is the term
not
for
with
the
dreaming.
world you go to when you go to sleep.
Oh, I thought. Oh, am I thinking of something else? There was something on the timeline that I thought was
The
related.
Dreaming Rain, maybe, was the name of the thing that did the thing.
That's what I was thinking of. Yes, the Dreaming Rain.
Or the Dreaming Sickness, something like that. There was a rain that brought the sickness for a short period of time.
Trying to remember.
1 second,
the
I gotta get the
world
cat
building
off
info.
my pillow before he goes to sleep on it.
That's
Pick
fair.
up the pillow and flip it upside down.
No, get off there.
How is the baby doing stuff?
She's fine. She's sleeping.
Sleep.
Did you steal that baby?
I stole the baby.
Oh no, you stole the baby.
I stole the baby.
Rip Mr. Baby.
Take a picture of it with some lettuce and tomato. Wait,
Oh.
no. Bacon. Shit. It is the tomato.
It is such a
I think we are going to end there for tonight. We will reconvene next week.
Thank you for running, Taylor.
Thank you guys for playing. Have a good night.
Taylor.
Thank you very much.
night.
Have a
You
good
are
night.
welcome.